Abhi, how do you prefer me calling you, Abhi or Abhi Yakt?
Abhivyakt is better, I guess.
Okay, Abhi Yakt. Okay.
Thank you.
What about your other team members, Abhi?
Yeah, I think he is about to come. I'll just message him again.
Okay, okay. Hi, participants. Thank you for joining. We will give it a 2 more minutes and then we will start. The ultimate symbol of trust in this world. Hands of the crossbow helps her into a proper stance, their bodies close. It is in this moment of shared intimacy, centered on the instrument of death, that Marjorie delivers her master stroke. She looks at the his voice and the statistic the impulse John reveals every day. This line is the key to her entire strategy. She doesn't just accept his cruelty, she values it as she normalizes it, reframing it from a monstrous flaw. She would have source of excitement, she understands that everyone else hears or tries to suppress. John is moved. She doesn't say yes, that would be a challenge. She doesn't say no, that would be rejection. Instead, she makes his opinion of her the only one that matters.
This one.
Okay. We'll start and let others join in the meantime, um, and they can catch up. Um, Thank you for everyone who have joined now. And okay, so I welcome everyone to the session one of the Autonomous Baja 2025 season success stories. So we expect you to gain some inspiration through these sessions and understand what it takes to participate in an Autonomous Baja event. So let me start with my intro. So I'm Vasant Krishnan. I work full time at Jaguar Land Rover here in United Kingdom, and I volunteer in Baja SA India, supporting the organization in conducting the autonomous Baja competition. And I myself was a past participant of MBaja for 3.5 years. And in my final year, I was the captain and the driver of the team. So those were few of my best years in my life till now. So, and I am excited to hear the stories of our champions through this success stories series. So we have three representatives from Team IPS Printers from IPS Academy Institute of Engineering and Science, Indore, Madhya Pradesh, to talk about their autonomous Baja experience and share their success stories. I request the three representatives to introduce yourself, tell your name, your role in the team, and what motivated you to participate in aBAJA.
Yes. So the am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
So good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. We are IPS printers from our college, IPS Academy, Institute of Engineering and Science, Indore. And myself, Dhananjay Sharma. I am the captain of Team IPS Printers, and I am currently pursuing BTech in Computer Science and Engineering, specialization with AML, and I am currently in third year. So, what motivated me to participate in the aBAJA is, and as a team also, I am answering this question. That we all know that ADAS is currently the trending topic, the trending thing in the industry, in the automotive industry. So aBAHA provides a platform to work on this industry level project and to get know about what actually industry demands and how we create an industry level project throughout this journey. So yeah, that motivated me a lot.
Thank you, Dhananjay. Sanskar?
I guess he is somewhere busy, but he will join in short. Till then, Avivek can continue.
Sure.
Uh, Hello, hope you can hear me right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good evening, everyone. Good evening, sir. I'm Abhivek Bharti. I am the software and perception lead at IPS Printers. And what I basically love to do is dabble in AI ML algorithms. And yeah, I guess that's my introduction. Thank you.
Thank you. Sanskar, are you back?
I guess he will take some time.
Okay, no
And
problem at all. Uh-huh.
yeah,
Then we
on
can.
his behalf, I can introduce himself if
Yeah,
that's
sure.
okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, so basically, he's the senior most member of our team. He is currently pursuing masters in robotics from our college itself, and he basically handles all the electrical and mechanical part in the team. He is the main lead.
Yeah, that's good to hear. So he's a postgraduate student who is participating in Baja, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, so with this motivation in hand that you explained, what steps did you and your team followed to form a team?
Okay, sir. So we basically start recruitment at the start of new college year, which is basically the odd semesters. We circulate Google Forms throughout our college, and we collect applications of the students from all the departments. And then, based on the skills mentioned by the applicant, we basically shortlist the students, and then, along with our faculty advisor and some of the core team members, we conduct interviews. And then the interviews are basically technical and some questions regarding non-technical part as well. And we also analyze the communication skills of uh, those applicants, and then we select the students for our core team. And for the team composition part, we basically select around 20 students from the computer science and computer science department, and it consists of various sub branches like AIML and data science and IoT, etc. And then we have about 7 students from mechanical department and 3 students from electrical department. So that sums up to 30 students. We have a team of 30 students.
Okay, so I see that you have a majority of non-mechanical or non-electrical students, right? So in
Yes.
general, in Baha, in other categories, it's mostly mechanical, automotive, or electrical electronics.
Yes, sir.
But how did you motivate your other category or other branch students to also join the team and participate in Autonomous Baha?
Yeah, so we have basically when the college starts, we have a orientation program, 4 to 5 days orientation program. So there, the our faculty advisor, sir, may basically perform a presentation and basically guide the students from computer science department that Baha is not only for mechanical and electrical students. Like, there is a new category which is recently we started organizing, which is aBAJA. So the major work in aBAJA is regarding software part only. So it requires the mindset of computer science, and it requires coding and many other parts. So yeah, that helps in motivating the students.
Understood. Uh-huh. So it's not like other brand students can't do aBAJA, but
Yes.
having computer science or AML students will help in addition to do well in autonomous Baha, and that
Yes.
has really worked out well for you. And kudos to that. Okay, so now once you formed your team, can you walk us through the process you followed to make an autonomous buggy?
Yes, sir. So, as we are returning team, so in 2024, we were majorly focused on the research part, like 2 to 3 months initially, and more than that, actually, we research about what should be our choice for each of the component we required for our driver-wire system. Like, we divided the work in subcategories for brake-by-wire, for throttle-by-wire, and for steer-by-wire system. We divided the work amongst our team members, and then we researched about pros and cons. Each day we discuss regarding what we new component or anything we found, and what could be the pros and cons if we use that sensor or actuator. So, and then we decided about the microcontrollers that are capable to process and control as per requirement, while ensuring that there is a minimum controlling and feedback latency. Then we convey the selected components, their dimensions, and every specification to our mechanical and electrical team. And then the team decides the plan for the fabrication work based on the dimensions of the vehicle and the dimensions of the actuators, and how mounting should be done in a way that it don't hinder the operations of manual driver, and also keep the actuators and sensors safe. After that, when these all the mountings are done, we actually mount the sensors and actuators, and then we test the vehicle. So that is the sums of the process how we converted our vehicle.
Okay, so the first time that you did, so did you make the entire autonomous buggy from scratch, or did you convert existing eBaha or mBaha buggy?
Yeah, so we are participating in eBaha since 2024 itself. So 2024 was our first year in participating in eBaha. So we converted the eBaha buggy itself into the autonomous buggy.
Okay, and that conversion, did it cost you a lot, or how can you give us some understanding on what budget expectations can be kept?
Yeah, so initially it was the first year, so we were not sure about many of the components. So we have to do hit and trial of many things, and we also destroyed many components because it was also new for us. So, but we learned from our mistakes, and the first year budget was around 4 to 5 lakhs. But in this year, as we are returning team. So it did not cost us that much. It was around 3.5 lakhs something, including the registration fees. Yeah. And next
Okay,
year it
okay, so
will, yeah.
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, next year it will be also, it won't cost us that much.
Understood. So it's like including three registration fees, it's like 3.5 lakhs. Then without
Yes.
that, just for the vehicle, it's like around 2.8 lakhs, 2.7
Yes, sir.
lakhs is what you spent to convert.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's good. And were there any sponsorships provided by Baha as India in order to reduce this cost burden?
Yeah, definitely, sir. The major components which are costly are consist of radars and the processor. So we got Starken radar this year from Baha's sponsors, and helped really. It helped really because the radar is must for algorithms such as AEB and ACC, and for the endurance as well. So yeah, that was the biggest support. And the another one which was like Jetson Orin Nano processor. Last year we got Jetson Nano, but the processing was not that much good. So Baha also upgraded and they provided us with Jetson Orin Nano, which really helped a lot. And also we got sponsorships in terms of software part, like the MATLAB license and IPG license as well. And IPG is very important for testing our algorithm first on the simulation environment. So that helps a lot. And we also got a USB to CAN module. Like last year, we were using MCP 2515 CAN controllers, but those were not very good. Like there were losses and such things. But this year we got USB to CAN module, so that helped a lot.
Understood. Okay. I think from Baha's India side, we believe that cost should not be a barrier for someone who has the
Yes.
interest to learn and with the motivation. So I'm sure we will continue to provide similar kinds of sponsorships this year as well to the old teams and new teams. So let's talk a bit about the sub events within the autonomous Baha category. So have you participated in other Baha as well? You said you were participant of eBaha as well, right?
Yes, we
So
participated. Yeah,
so go ahead.
we participated in MBaha, EBaha earlier as well.
Okay, got it. And how were the static events and dynamic events different from other categories? So when you compare between the other categories and eBaha.
Yeah, so basically, other Baha categories like M Baha and E Baha, dynamic events generally focus on the robustness of the vehicle, like how strong your vehicle is, how well it can perform in endurance, and how well it can perform on various conditions like your maneuverability and suspension and traction test. But here, the dynamic events are the replication what an ADAS level 2 vehicle are capable and what it can do. So these events actually test how robust your algorithms are, rather focusing on the vehicle dynamics. Vehicle dynamics are already also very important, but in our dynamic events, the focus is generally on the robustness of the algorithm and how well your algorithm perform in various unseen environments. So that is the main difference in dynamic event. And regarding the static event, the like in other static event, we have VD. VD is basically virtual dynamic event. in which we test our algorithms on IPG car maker software, where we get scenarios and we can also make our own scenarios to test the algorithm before actually testing it on the real vehicle. And then we have driver wire PPT, which is very different as it's focused on how the software and hardware integration is done. And then we also perform DFME and DVP to ensure the safety of the vehicle. And then we have design PPT, where we showcase our approach for each ADAS feature of the vehicle and how we made it as much robust as possible. And yeah.
Okay, and
Yes.
okay, and were there any specific different static events? If I understand, like you had safety event, and that is a bit different from other categories.
Yeah.
So, what was your experience with that?
Yes, sir. So safety event is also it was introduced this year itself, and it really helped us to focus on the safety part of the vehicle as well. Like in last year, we were majorly focused about the algorithm only and how we have to integrate on the vehicle. But this event ensure that we have to also take care about the driver safety in the vehicle as well, and also the safety for the persons, safety for other vehicles on the road as well.
Understood. And okay, so personally, when I was a participant, right? So I was a dynamic event guy. So I used to focus a lot on dynamic events and less on static events. I used to like give my other team members to do the static events. Okay. So what
Yes.
about you? So what was your favorite event, sub event? Was it a static or dynamic? And if it's and what was the specific event?
Yeah, so I want to categorize both. Like first, I will tell what is our favorite dynamic event. So the favorite dynamic event was endurance, because it was a combination of all the four dynamic events. Like it was very challenging to integrate all the four algorithms. First, we have to perform each algorithm. First, we have to perfect each algorithm like AEB, ACC, LK, and TLSD. Then we have to integrate those algorithms and focus on endurance. We were not able to like integrate LKs so much, but rest we did perfectly, and that really helped us to gain a lot of points at the end of the event. And in the static event, the favorite event was VD, the virtual dynamic event, because it also helped us to try many things as much as we can for creating a robust algorithm. And it also helped us to uh, like uh, like it helps.
Dhananjay, you have got on mute.
Okay, sir. So am I audible now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was telling about the favorite static event. So VD helped us to really know about what our algorithm will potentially react when we deploy them on the real vehicle. And on IPG software, we tried many things like many controllers such as PID and MPC and other things, and we got to know that what is best for us.
Okay, and if I had to say that a VDE, like in other categories, VDE is like an addition. It's a totally different additional event, and sometimes VDE doesn't translate into real-time vehicle development, right? In other categories, but if I have to say
Yes.
that in aBAJA it's not the case, and in aBAJA it's part of the development process. It will be true, and how much were you dependent on the virtual simulation in the entire development process?
Yes, sir. So it is absolutely correct that VD in aBAJA is completely different than other events because it basically allows for a roadmap to that you can follow when you are deploying your algorithms on real vehicle. Like you can test many things without actually testing on the real vehicle, which can be dangerous. you can first test all your approaches on virtual like IPG software, and then you can deploy it on the real vehicle.
Understood. So okay, so being okay, so this all being very new and different from other categories, right? So how was the technical support provided from Baha side in order for you to catch up to all this new stuff that we are asking you to do?
Yeah. So, sir, I will start from like January. In our own institute, Baha organized a physical workshop where we got to work with along with the tech team members, which was very beneficial for us in technical terms. We learned many things from there, and we also got the idea of using ROS, robot operating system, which was very beneficial in terms of integration of our software part. And also, when we got the radar before 2 months before the event, so we were facing very issues in like configurations and filtering the data. So we contacted the tech team, and their response was like really well, and it helped us a lot. And we eventually solved those issues and get the radar working, and then get our AEB and SCC working.
Okay, so if I had to say that the support provider was ample enough for you to complete the vehicle, would that be true?
Yes, sir, definitely.
That's good to hear. So, okay, so apart from whatever you have said, the technical challenges, did you face any non-technical challenges throughout the season?
No, sir, non-technical challenges were there were no such challenges as in terms of
Okay,
non-technical part.
okay, understood. Okay, so we initially talked about your motivation, but generally what happens is students initially be very much motivated, but over the season, because Baha requires 1 year complete commitment. So over the period of time, generally students lose that motivation, right? But
Yes,
how
sir.
did you, and you as an individual person, and you your team as a whole, uh, make sure that you had that motivation high always, and use that to use that and channel those energy?
Yes, sir. So, firstly, we won the first aBAJA organized in 2024, and at that time we already set the benchmark for ourselves only, and at that time we set the goal for ourselves that we have done it once, but we have to do it again. These were the like demands from our principal ma'am and our director and our faculty advisor as well when we won the first event. So that we did not took as a burden or pressure. We took it as a goal, and we were focused and we were streamlined for that part only. And we have a faculty advisor in college that supports us to the that support us very much. Like we don't have to worry about any financial things. We don't have to worry about anything like registrations and all. Our faculty advisor takes care of everything. We just go to him, and we ask that we want these components. We give a little bit justification that like how it will be beneficial for us, and then we rest all the things to himself only. He takes care of everything, and when we have that much support, I don't think that is there is anything much bigger motivation than that.
That's true. And how okay, so you were up, yeah, you were a winner of season 1 as well as season 2, and you achieved your set goal for season 2. So how does it feel when you think about it? So when you think about you being the winner for 2 seasons?
Yeah, so sir, it feels amazing, like the hard work literally paid off for the whole team. What we dreamed of when we started working came true, and all those sleepless nights literally paid off. But we are not done yet. Again, we will say that we have not ticked all the boxes this year as well. So we will definitely do that in the next event.
So basically, I'm expecting more awards with your team next year, next season.
Yes, sir, definitely.
That's good. So okay, so maybe I would like to talk a bit more or hear a bit more about just you guys as an individual person. So what is your future career goals and how has Autonomous Baja helped you towards it?
Okay, so I will ask Vivek, like he has not got any more opportunity to speak because I was speaking. So Vivek, answer first.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Dhananjay. So basically, when I started my career in aBAJA and IPS printers, I wanted to learn more about AIML and what it actually does. So I had some experience in computer vision as well as natural language processing, and I was bit torn between which one should I actually pursue because that is what happens in AIML, right? If someone else has actually done it as well, you have to choose between either you choose NLP or you choose computer vision. So I wanted to try out because aBAJA is mainly computer vision. I tried to learn some algorithms. I tried to implement them using OpenCV, TensorFlow, all the wonderful stuff. And I found out that, yeah, definitely, instead of just working in a company where you look at data and data analytics, like my personal opinion, I think that being inside IPS printers and working on an autonomous vehicle at aBAJA helped me learn so many different things that I would literally never have found ever, like how to actually do it myself. With actually Munish sir, who was one of the greatest helps that we received, he taught us how to implement ROS as well, because that is one of the most important ways to actually link up robotics and automation and communication between different algorithms. That is one thing that we would have struggled with, as well as the importance of simulation. So, as we already talked about the VD round, the most important thing in the VD round was that we got to implement only the algorithms where using Python, using C++, MATLAB, Simulink, these were the tools that we used to actually implement only the algorithms to know that can we actually do it or not. And by using simulation, we can skip the manufacturing part, which brings us to even a better euphoria, I guess. And my future career prospects, I actually thought about becoming an perception engineer. And there's still a lot of things that I have to do, but yeah, that is my plan for now.
I'm happy to hear that. Sanjay?
Yes, sir. So when I joined the team, I wasn't sure what to do. There are many things which I was interested in. I was doing iOS development and that stuff. But I was also very scared that these things are not that much growing as the development of AI and all. So I was literally confused, like what I have to do. Then my friend, Abhivek, asked me to join the team. Then I joined the team in my third semester, and then our seniors were working on the car. So I found that interesting, and then they started giving us tasks to learn things, to make algorithms, and then I got sure that I have to do these things, and I chose to embedded systems to work on, and then I start getting used to it, and then I learned many things throughout this journey, and now I'm very sure that I have to do something in embedded systems and implement my machine learning part as well in those things.
It's nice that Baha, the Thomas Baha, has played maybe a small part in your future success story. And I am happy that I was also able to contribute a bit to the platform through Baha India in your success story. Okay, so as a closing point for our discussion, can you tell us why you think someone should participate in Autonomous Baha and any suggestions you have for the new and old teams?
Yeah. So, as I started with these things, I will end with these words only. Like ADAS is literally the trending technology, and through Baha, you will get to work on an industry level project in your college life itself, and you will get great exposure as well when you will get to meet so much like-minded people and so much talented people from all the teams in the event, and you also get to work with and learn from mentors who are currently working in the industry in great positions, like Abhivek mentioned Munish sir, Shantanu sir, Mithil sir, Vasant sir, and all the mentors are like great. They helped us a lot. And yes, you said that Baha played a little role, but it was not a little role. It was a very huge role that in terms of as a personal, like it literally played a very big role. And so yes, Baha is a very great stage.
And any suggestions to new teams and old teams on how
uh,
they could also win more awards, or they could approach or change their strategies going forward?
yeah, so for the new teams, the biggest advice will be that make your research and make your research part very strong before starting to like getting to the implementation process. First do complete research, everything, like create branches, and first go through all the branches and think that if this is right or not, what will happen if we will do this, and what will be beneficial for us, and what are the disadvantages of this process. Go through all the branches and make your research strong, and then go for the implementation part. And for the old teams, make don't get demotivated, like if you don't get awards, and if you did not clear your if you are not able to clear the TI or those stuff, just keep doing what you are doing, and uh, make sure that you don't make the mistakes you didn't in past. Yeah.
That's very true. So, Abhivek, do you have anything to say?
Yes, similar to what Dhananjay actually said, research is where most of your time will actually go into when you're building an aBAJA vehicle. Actually, implementing the thing that you have already researched is pretty fast. You can get it done in like 5 to 7 days. But when you actually want to research what algorithm you want to use, you have to try out multiple algorithms. You have to try out multiple vision algorithms. You have to try out different ways to attempt it. And that is what takes the most time when you're building an aBAJA vehicle. So I would just say, yeah, the research is what matters the most, and obviously implementation matters as well. That's it.
Thank you. And maybe one final point from my side will be is, when I was a participant, the only award that my team used to get is a sales award. So year on year, we used to get the sales award for sure, but we never used to get any other awards. But more than the awards, it's the process, I think, is the most valuable uh, thing, and the experience. That's what will stay with you in your future as well. Um, and I would basically encourage the students to participate in Baha and in aBAJA to get that experience at least. Okay, so with that, maybe we have like 15 more minutes. Sh- uh, I would like to open up the forum for questions from the attendees. So participants, so you can ask your questions to the representatives from IPS team if you have any. Okay, I guess we don't have much questions from the participants. You can raise your hand or unmute, or you can raise your hand and or put it in the chat. Okay, we have one question from Chetan. On which Baha would be better to start with? Okay, so Dhananjay, so you being a person who has participated in M, E, and A, what is your thoughts on this?
I guess eBaha would be better to start off with, and then after a year experience in eBaha, you can definitely start for eBaha. And meantime, when you prepare your fabricate your eBaha buggy, you can research for the eBaha side by side. So that will work.
Yeah, that's true. I guess if you can start your work sooner for a Baha, it will help you a lot to catch up with the current teams and parallelly participate in eBaha to get a feel. If it's the first time that you're participating in any Baha event, so then participating in eBaha will help you to get a feel of the event. But still, if you are very much focused on aBAJA, I would say directly participate in aBAJA, not a problem at all. So as Dhananjay said, we are here to help. The tech team is here to help, and we have mentors who can support you throughout the process. It depends on what you want to learn. If you want to learn the aBAJA side of things, autonomous Baja side of things, then just go ahead. We are here to help you throughout the process. Okay, so we have a hands up from Mamilla Palli. Will you be able to unmute? Let me try. Yeah, you can unmute now. You can unmute and ask.
Hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a great meeting. Like we being we are considering competing in NEBA 2026 from making a EBA vehicle from scratch. I want to question. I want to ask IPS printers teams that how did they manage the sensor configuration? Like we can choose a more number of sensors and make our data accurate, or less number sensor and more emphasis on processing. What did the IPS printers team thought of doing, and types of sensor where they collected the data?
Good evening, sir. As per our point of view, more number of sensors is not the right way to get things accurate. You can have a balance between two. Two sensors are good enough for every of your work. Like for speed, only one speed for speed part, single sensor is good. For steering part, you can have two sensors, and for brake part also you can have two sensors. And major focus you should do on filtering process of the sensor, and making things average out between multiple sensors if you want. That will be working. Like if your processing is good, your communication latency is minimum, everything is sorted.
Thank you.
Maybe I will touch up on that a bit. Always more is not best. At the end of the day, if you're able to achieve your end functionality with just one sensor, just go with it. Okay. So there are a lot of new ways to do to achieve the end outcome. Okay. And innovations are coming up specifically in the ADAS and autonomous industry, and more focus in the industry is to reduce the number of sensors, and so that the processing load is also reduced, and in turn you can reduce the cost of the final vehicle. Okay, so as long as you're able to achieve the functionality with less number of sensors, go with that, and you don't have to add more and more sensors. Okay. Any other question? What is the census? Okay, so we have one question from Gopal Dhananjay. So what is the census suite used by IPS team?
Uh, I can't tell actually what actually we used, but we tried out many things. For the speed part, we tried out many proximity sensors, and then we got the one which worked out well for us. And then for steering, we also researched about encoders, and we figured that out as well. And for the brake part, uh, we uh, we used pressure sensors also.
Okay. Maybe I'll give you a bit more input, Gopal. So for 2025, we by sensor suite, if you're interested on the high level sensor feedback like camera, radar, lidar. So for 2025, we asked the teams to only use camera and radar. We restricted the teams from using the lidar. But for 2026, it's open. Okay, so for 2026, based on your analysis, if you feel you want a LiDAR, if you feel you want multiple cameras, stereo camera, etc., you can go ahead and use it. It's open for 2026. It was not the same for 2024 and 2025, but you have a cost cap of 3 lakhs for 2026. Okay. Did that help, Gopal? Okay, so next question from Aishwarya. Can boosters be used for brakes in aBAJA? Okay, so depends on for what purpose you want to use this boosters. If you want to use this boosters as a brake by wire system, you can. Okay, you can for sure use it in aBAJA. Okay, but if you're planning to use these boosters as part of your manual braking circuit, just for your manual brakes, to support your manual brakes, then you can't use it in aBAJA. Okay. Okay, so we have got great questions from the participants. Any other ones? Okay, if we don't have anything else, then we can close the session. What I will do is I will give my contact details in the chat. So if you are interested in participating in aBAJA, and if you need more details, you can talk to me on WhatsApp. So or also email me, and we can have a session or a call to discuss in detail. Okay, with that said, thank you everyone for joining the session and looking forward to seeing you all in tomorrow's session as well with Team Ego. So we would be hearing their stories on how they were in the last position, last two position in 2024, and how they became the second position, came to a second position in 2026. So how did they totally change the plate? So we'll be talking about that. We'll be hearing their stories tomorrow. Looking forward to seeing you all tomorrow. And on Saturday, we will be talking to the second runner-up. And yeah, so second runner-up is a new participant, debutant, and they still managed to win the third place. So we are going to have some interesting stories to hear from them. Chetan, we will not be sharing the recording anytime soon, but if it's possible, we will let you know. We will send email to the registered participants. Okay. Okay, done. Then thank you so much, everyone. We can conclude the meeting.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
everyone.
Thank you,
sir.
Dhananjay. Thank you, Abhivek.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.